Hey guys, how's it going? The name is John D, and today I just want to discuss why I believe that Ichigo and Rukia would have made a much better couple than Ichigo and Orihime. Also, quick disclaimer, I have not read the Thousand Year Blood War arc because I wanted to watch it when it finally was made. I had a inkling that it would always be animated, so as a result, I never read it. So this is going off the information that I have from the anime. And additionally, I'm not bashing Kubo for his choice with the anime. I just want to state why I think that Rukia and Ichigo would have been a little bit more of an interesting relationship. That being said, let's get into it. The counter argument that I've seen the most as to why people are for Ichigo and Orihime is because people will argue that just because a boy and a girl, or two people are friends, doesn't mean that they need to get into a relationship, right? And I would 100% agree. All right, that is a fact. Not every two people who are close, right, who are a boy and a girl in an anime or in real life, need to get into a relationship. A lot of you guys watching this video see a cute girl and you're like, yo, I wonder if I can get her number. Like, it doesn't always need to be like that. I think it's pretty important to have platonic relationships in your life. Like, you can't just be looking at every girl, attractive or not attractive, that you talk to, and might talk back to you and be nice to you and be like, oh, I kind of wanna spit some game. Like, relax. It's important to have people who are just friends, who you have no type of emotion towards. However, that doesn't always need to be the case. Either there are certain scenarios where two people are friends and they're compatible, and sometimes friendships make for the best relationships. And I think in the case of Rukia and Ichigo, that really is the case. And as we go on through the video, I'm going to further explain why. But I do believe that in this situation, that their friendship, the friendship between Rukia and Ichigo, would really have made a really beautiful relationship. For Ichigo and Orihime, their friendship, to me, like, the romantic aspect really seemed one-sided. Orihime was out here talking about Ichigo always has a frown on his face.
So serious all the time. If I didn't know better, I'd say it's almost like Ichigo has a permanent frown on his face.
Ichigo, do you and Ichigo have a relationship?
Use us for just a minute. Those two seem to like each other, don't they?
Like, talking to Rukia, and Ichigo would just be there chilling. Like, you switch over to Orihime, and she's out here asking about Ichigo. You switch over to Ichigo, and he's just there chilling with Chad and the rest of the squad. I forget the other two. But yeah, no, Ichigo was not asking about Orihime whatsoever. All right, so when I found out that those two were in a relationship, I was like, what are we doing? Where did this come from? Like, it literally popped out of the bushes. Like, but it is what it is, and it's Type Kubo's story, so I'm not gonna complain. It's my favorite anime. The second reason why I feel that Orihime and Ichigo kind of isn't the greatest match is, I feel like in their little clique, their squad with Uryu, Chad, Orihime, Ichigo, and Rukia, I feel like Orihime and Ichigo have the least meaningful interactions out of the rest of them. Chad, for sure, we already know. Chad and Ichigo are boys from day one, right? Chad and his abuelo promised that he wouldn't beat anybody up because his abuelo, saw that his body was built differently and that he could tank motorcycles and rafters. And as a result, Chad, was really able to overpower and bully just about anybody he wanted to. So as a result of that promise, when Chad would get beat up, he wouldn't do anything. So Ichigo came along and was, out here disrespecting everybody, molly-whopping them left, right, up, down, center, hitting those Mortal Kombat combos on anybody who would bother Chad. So from the jump, we know that they're really close. Anytime that they went to Hueco Mundo, the Soul Society, Chad was always there thinking, yo, I gotta protect my boy Ichigo. I gotta win this fight for my boy Ichigo. which is pretty sad because like every time Chad would be out here fighting against a captain, or someone strong, I would be like, yo, he got it this time. He got it this time, right? They had the ability to evolve. They hit the flashback with the abuelo, and then right after that he gets spanked, and I'd be like, dang. Give my boy a break. Like this man, honestly, I know the fan base really dogs on Renji, but I don't know. I think we might have to turn our attention to Chad real quick because what fight did Chad win? Let's be honest with ourselves. Let's think about it for a second. What fight did Chad win? Please, someone enlighten me, cause I can't remember. Maybe I'm just having a lapse. Next, Uryu. Uryu is an interesting one. Uryu is an interesting one because they do not have that many interactions, and a lot of them are them being rivals. However, there is a strong level of trust between the two. Yes, initially it's like, oh, fighting, arguing, bantering, right? But especially when we look at Hueco Mundo, when Ichigo is trying to fight Ulquiorra, but Yami is also a distraction, and we know that at the time Ichigo was like not really strong enough to beat Ulquiorra, so him and Yami together was a problem. Uryu pulled up, he took care of Yami, momentarily, and then once Ichigo saw that Uryu had Orihime, which was the reason that they were there, he was chilling. He was good. He was straight. He had no worries whatsoever, demonstrating the level of trust that Ichigo had towards Uryu. Like 100%. Even when they were in the land of the living on Earth in Kura Town, I think I really should know the name of that town. When Ichigo gets beat up by Byakuya, right, because he's taking back Rukia to the Soul Society, what's his name? Uryu was the first person to, or second person to arrive to go make sure that Ichigo is okay. They act as though it's an old anime trope, but they act as though they don't really care for each other. But whenever we do see a scene where one is hurt or one is concerned, it's really clear that they do care about each other really deeply, and the level of trust that Ichigo has in Uryu isn't the same, and it's not fair for Orihime because she's not as strong, and I really think that Kubo kind of did Chad and Orihime dirty and not making them very strong. But at the same time, the trust that Ichigo has in Uryu is kind of unlike any relationship, any trust that he has in the rest of his squad. And then lastly, Orihime, they don't really have all that many meaningful interactions. Like, really think about it. Even if you put into YouTube Ichigo and Orihime, like, this is the main love interest of the show, and you're telling me that I put it into YouTube and I don't even find that many. Like, there's more cute scenes with Rukia and Ichigo than there are with Uryu. I said Uryu. There are more cute scenes with Ichigo and Rukia than they are with Ichigo and Orihime. And like, what are we doing? Like, why would you do this and then flip the script on us? Like, what are we doing? For Rukia is actually the last, what I wanted to say for last, because the relationship between Rukia and Ichigo is really probably the most interesting, in my opinion, the most interesting relationship within the show, because the development between the two is immaculate. It is like mwah, like it is very rare that you find a really nicely well-made bond between a boy and a girl in shonen anime, because relationships in general, romances in general, are hard to write. This is not a knock on any mangaka. They are definitely very difficult to write them in a way that seems realistic and isn't corny. But initially we see when Rukia gives her powers to Ichigo, she sees him as someone who's ignorant, who doesn't know anything about the world, and just like almost treats him like a little boy, which is fair because Rukia is a great grandmother compared to Ichigo. That is facts. That is 100% true. However, we see that her view on Ichigo changes as time goes by. Not only as he gets stronger, but Ichigo certainly matures as a person. We see Rukia doesn't express herself concerning like her past trauma with her previous teacher, with her brother, and not feeling like she fit into the high class family that she belonged to. But as they grow closer together, she begins to express her sorrows to Ichigo, right? When Ichigo goes to the Soul Society and saves her, she tells him that he's stupid, but she's also able to be vulnerable and express that she does want to be saved, and she's very grateful, she's very thankful to have her life, right? She sees that Ichigo matures within a short period of time. The amount of maturity that Ichigo is able to cover is insane. It's absolutely crazy, and she sees that. Even Ichigo, initially he was very closed about the pain in which he felt from his mother's death, and what Rukia suggests that it's perhaps a hollow that took away his mother's life. He doesn't accept it. He thinks it's, and obviously for anybody that would probably be pretty difficult to to digest. We saw Eren in Attack on Titan. His mom got eaten by a titan, and he didn't really have a hard time accepting that either. He kind of freedom, Tadake, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, but Ichigo soon learns how to express to Rukia what it meant to him, to have his mother taken away, from at such a young age and in such a tragic way. How the guilt that he felt towards him being, the cause of his mother's death, even though it wasn't really his fault. So we see that they both learn to express themselves, and them being both quite stubborn characters, these interactions mean a lot. And they also have very just, really cute friendship moments in which, Ichigo teaches her how to drink from a juice box. The figure skating episode is also really a really adorable scene. But
okay, I'm letting go.
Hey, not so fast! Whoa! How about that? Whoa! Thank you.
but the scene that really got me, that had me like, I was like, dang, almost caught me lacking. I had a couple tears in my eyes, no lie. But the scene that really got me is when Ichigo, kind of a spoiler, deep into the anime, not the new one but the old one, Ichigo loses his powers after fighting Aizen, and he expresses how useless he feels. Rukia expresses how much she hates that Ichigo feels useless, and she also expresses that no matter what, she'll always be there for him. And yes, she does end it with "we're friends," which I know, I see you, Kubo. I know you did that on purpose, because we was out here complaining about Rukia, not dating and just being friends. So he put that in there just to seal the deal. But still, the love and the care and the empathy that Rukia demonstrates towards Ichigo is just really, really heartwarming. And I really think that this could have made for a very cute couple. So I'll show you this clip, and yeah, you be the judge.
Sorry, I'm getting in your way.
Stop that talk! Don't even think it! You are not in my way. If you get hurt, then I'll help you. If you can't fight, then I'll fight in your place. If you're in pain, then I'll help you to deal with your pain. After all, we're friends, right?
That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will make more content surrounding different topics, relationships, anime, sports, different stuff. I'm into a lot of things, and I just want to talk about them. If you have any topic that you would like me to talk about, let me know in the comments. If you agree, if you disagree, let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. I would like to quit school, no lie. So yeah, thanks for watching.
Leo. Driving through the 649 in my rental, brace yourself like a dental. I've been fighting myself not to take a Xanax. I might hurt you just like my ex did me.